Nature is full of surprises, and some animals look like they don't belong on this planet. From rare creatures to animals with unbelievable features, these unique animals were caught on camera. Strange, beautiful, unforgettable. Welcome to Daily Cam TV.
11. The Ban Dog is also known as the American Ban Dog Mastiff and has unknown origins, but is thought to have emerged as a breed sometime between 1250 and 1300 and to derive from other types of Mastiffs. It's not the type of dog that is typically leashed or chained, but instead prefers to roam freely around the house and yard as it goes about its duties protecting its property and its habitats. The Ban Dog has a powerful and stocky build as well as strong limbs, a broad-skulled muzzle, and upright ears. Like many dog breeds, the Ban Dog has received a bad reputation due to its imposing build and is banned in certain places throughout the world. Due to their large and imposing build, some people find the Ban Dog intimidating or misinterpret them as dangerous, despite their tendency to be friendly to anyone who isn't trying to harm their guardian or family. When it comes to most breeds of dog, no matter how large or small, the most important thing for ensuring they're not unnecessarily aggressive is to raise them properly. A good guard dog is protective but not vicious and understand when it's appropriate to attack. Generally speaking, different breeds need varying amounts of guidance. The Ban Dog requires attentive and consistent leadership and obedience training. Number 10. One look at the orchid mantis and you may want to touch the delicate-looking insect to see if it's real. Known as one of the best camouflages in the animal kingdom, they can change color to reflect the vegetation in their habitat. But their appearance, which is known as aggressive mimicry, allows them to hide in plain sight from their prey. Because they look so attractive, all they have to do is sit and wait for another critter to come to them, and many do, since of course they think it's just a flower. What's it gonna do, right? Found in various sizes, shapes, and colors, many of the varieties look so similar to local plants that it makes it easy for them to blend into the scenery. With females measuring 6 to 7 centimeters long and males from 2 to 3 centimeters, orchid mantises were first discovered by a British explorer in the late 1800s. What he thought was a red flower capturing a butterfly in its leaves would later be revealed to him as an orchid mantis. Able to both climb and fly, orchid mantises can become quite aggressive. They often snatch their prey directly out of the air and eat them immediately. And while they usually eat other insects, they also have the ability to take down prey larger than themselves, including frogs, small lizards, and birds, using tiny teeth and the spiky head on their forelegs to take everybody down. Number 9. Being known as the fastest eating mammal on Earth is quite a distinction for the strange-looking star-nosed mole. Found in bogs and wetlands of the eastern United States and Canada, when fully grown, the moles are about the size of a rat. Functionally blind, they tend to eat insects, worms, and small fish. But the most noticeable thing about the animal is its strange appearance. Its snout has 22 tentacles that are ultra-sensitive and shaped like a star. The mole uses the snout to find and grab prey, utilizing its 100,000 nerve endings that are packed into barely more than 1 centimeter in diameter. Smaller than a single human fingertip, the mole's star has 30,000 small dome structures that allow it to feel. So instead of seeing the world with eyes, these moles see the underground environment by touching with their snout. Stranger still is the fact that the star on its snout is rich in neurons that are adapted to be touch sensitive, while still being poor in neurons that make them sensitive to feeling the pain. It's a win-win. Using their front limbs to tunnel through soggy, marshy areas, they dive and swim for food by blowing bubbles in water and re-inhaling them to smell for underwater prey. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty impressed. Number 8. The underwater world is a deeply fascinating place, especially when creatures such as the sea pen are around. These diverse and delicate underwater animals are a type of coral. With 8 stinging tentacles that they use to capture plankton for food, the sea pen is a polyp, which has a sac-like body cavity that is enclosed by a mouth and surrounded by a ring of tentacles. Similar in appearance to a writing pen or feather, this is where they got their name. Many of the species live in shallow water, though others can be found as deep as 20,000 feet below the surface. They can get really big, with some towering up to 6 feet in height, like underwater buildings. These salt coral come in a number of colorful varieties, including some that glow in the dark. Found as far south as Antarctica, as the sea pin grows, it sprouts more polyps from its stem-like center. They anchor themselves in the ocean floor to keep them from being swept away by strong ocean currents, but have been known to relocate themselves in areas that have more plankton to eat. With scientists estimating they can survive for more than 100 years, the seemingly lifeless creatures bend to the current and are quite responsive when touched, retreating into their bulbous roots for protection. A strange and beautiful creature, they are often used as shelter by small fish and crabs, who hide within their feathered bodies. Number 7. One look at the Venezuelan poodle moth and you might think it's a cuddly creature. However, just because its body is covered in what looks like soft, fuzzy fur, that doesn't mean you want to cuddle up with one. With its white hair, bulging black eyes, and strange brown antennae, they were first discovered in 2009 by a zoologist visiting Venezuela. Insect hairs aren't meant to retain body heat the same way cats or dogs do. Their hair is actually used to not only sense their environment, but to also defend against animals who might try to eat them. Not much is known about this moth, but it looks similar to the Muslim moth, which also has a fuzzy appearance and is found in the United Kingdom. With thousands of new insects discovered every year in the South American rainforest, it's not a stretch that the Venezuelan poodle moth could, in fact, be a new species. With an estimated 11,000 species of moth in the Arctidae family, the only way to classify this insect is to have an actual specimen captured for genetic analysis. Until then, we can only marvel at this incredibly unique insect and hope that one day more we can learn more about this elusive moth and what makes it stand out. Number 6. Native to Madagascar, the tenrec is an insectivore that is a cross between a shrew and a hedgehog, with a long pointed snout and a coat covered in spines. The lowland streaked tenrec is distinguished by its long black nose and black coat with yellow stripes. They also have bright yellow spines on top of their head that act as a way to defend themselves against predators. Found in the scrubland as well as lowland and rainforest areas of Madagascar, the animals like to gather in groups and live in family units of up to 20 animals. A foraging animal, they like to move in small groups or even on their own. During winter months, they conserve heat by reducing their body temperature, but they remain active until it gets too cold. Afterwards, they go underground and hibernate. Their nests are usually built near water in fixed burrows that are connected to other members of their group in a complex system. They communicate by rubbing their special quills together, which they also use to prickle their opponents when threatened. Newborn lowland tenrecs don't have the same spines as the adults in the species and only develop them after birth. A worm-eating animal, they are threatened by the loss of their natural habitat through deforestation, like so many of these strange and endangered animals. Number 5. A strange fish with frog-like legs and a lipstick red pout, found in the Galapagos Islands, is one of the most interesting underwater creatures found in the Pacific Ocean. It looks like it's ready to give you a big slimy kiss. The red-lipped batfish can only be found in the Galapagos at depths of about 30 to 60 feet. Preferring to hang out in the sand or at the rocky bottom of the ocean, there are about 60 species of batfish with modified pectoral fins that look like legs. Although capable of swimming, these fish can often be found walking on the seafloor by alternating movements of their limb-like fins. The red-lipped batfish is an anglerfish, a species that has a strange appendage on their head that they use to lure prey. Wondering where they get their name? All it takes is one look at the bottom dweller and its bright, almost fluorescent red lips, and the evidence is clear. Males will put their big red lips together and do a sort of aggressive dance to see who is bigger and which one gets to keep their territory. We still don't know much about them, but their signature red mouth makes them unmistakable, even as they try to blend into the seafloor. Number 4. Have you ever wanted a window into the inner workings of a tree frog? Look no further than the glass frog. Found in parts of Central and South America, this frog has a transparent underbelly that allows you to see its inner organs at work. With a number of different species, including a green and yellow spotted frog, as well as a new species discovered in Ecuador that has see-through skin that extends over its chest, the glass frog is a completely unique discovery that is exciting scientists. When they set out to locate the frogs, scientists discovered the two distinct species 68 miles apart, suggesting they could extend far beyond the location where the original specimens were found. In early 2020, 3 Bolivian Cochrane frogs, Another species of glass frogs were also spotted in a national park for the first time in 18 years. Weighing under 1 gram and measuring from 19 to 24 millimeters, the frogs were found in Carrasco National Park as part of a mission to rescue reptiles and amphibians whose existence is threatened by a new hydroelectric project in the area. The discovery of amphibians is an important indicator of the health of the local ecosystem because their absorbent skin can make them highly susceptible to climate change. With so many frog and amphibian species dying off in recent years, the discovery of new amphibian species is not only exciting, it is a sign that the environment continues to thrive for them, keeping our natural world diverse as it has always been. Number 3. A species of green-haired turtle is making headlines for all the wrong reasons. It has ended up on a list put out by the Zoological Society of London of reptiles that are in trouble. Reptiles on that list are ranked by how distinctive they are and how threatened they are to extinction. One animal, known as the Mary River turtle, is an Australian species with a green algae on top of its head resembling a mohawk hairdo. It's a punk turtle. Having split from other living species about 40 million years ago, the turtle has special organs near its genitals that allow it to draw oxygen from the water, giving it the ability to stay underwater for up to 3 days without surfacing. A type of short-necked turtle, it is found in fresh water in Queensland, Australia. Kept as a pet in Australia for more than 20 years, it is the only species in the genus. Because the Mary River turtle doesn't breed until they are around the age of 25, there have been severe declines in the species. Found in flowing streams, they like to build their habitat in parts of the river that are shallow and fast-flowing. With their habitat being disrupted from dam construction, the species was once wildly bought and sold in the pet trade. Luckily, it is now protected by the Australian government as conservation groups work to preserve its habitat and keep it from the edge of extinction. Have you ever seen one of these? Have you ever had a turtle as a pet? Number 2. Just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water, you find out there's such a thing as a giant fishing spider. And it's exactly how it sounds. With a leg span of almost 5 inches, the spider is known to pounce on fish that are temporarily out of the water. They can also dive and swim, remaining fully submerged to ambush their prey. Don't worry, they aren't after you, but could these giant spiders actually be helpful to the environment? Scientists think so. With their ability to shape the ecology and behavior of some fish, these spiders live in freshwater ponds and wetlands where they hunt for meals. Semi-aquatic spiders use their hind legs as anchors, leaving their front legs resting on the water's surface. When the water ripples under them, they attack. Most of the time, they tend to capture smaller insects, but occasionally they attack fish, piercing their flesh and injecting their powerful neurotoxins to attack the central nervous system of their prey. Weighing in at 7 grams, or almost half an ounce, these giant fishing spiders are becoming a dangerous predator to small fish. Do you like spiders? Let me know in the comments below. Number 1. A new species discovered in Madagascar is one of the coolest camouflage experts in the animal kingdom. Difficult to spot during the day, the leaf-tailed gecko like to hide out in piles of dead leaves, covering themselves with their own tail and sticking out their legs, which resemble twigs. Similar to another species, the satanic leaf-tailed gecko, this species is 50% larger than the satanic version, but that doesn't mean life is easy for the species. Living on protected land, they are still often collected from the wild for those looking for a unique pet. With long, flat bodies, triangular heads, and broad leaf-shaped tails, they are able to completely camouflage themselves against the leaves and the bark of the trees. They tend to rest with their head facing downward, but when they are disturbed and in danger, they open their jaws wide, exposing their bright red mouths and letting out a loud distress call that is said to sound like a child screaming. A carnivorous animal that mostly eats snails, these forest-dwelling lizards sure know how to blend in.
Let us know in the comments which of these clips was your favorite. In the meantime, remember to like and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.